What is going on? Just starting this stream. Just want to say, if you guys are just jumping on, watching this replay, I want to thank you, replay, people who are here watching the replay. I appreciate it. We have an interesting show. An interesting show today. What's going on? People jumping on right now. What is up? It's amazing to have you all here. Hold on, we about to get started in 1 second. I'm just copying the link so some of you guys can join in a bit. Copy the link. What's up? What content we got today? It's in the title. Today is what is living the dream and is it a trap? This is about to be interesting. And it's not about me, if you guys can remember. I want to hear your thoughts on this. I want to hear what you got to say on this. Because I think the dream is different depending on where you are. And I think some people, as you guys are going to find out, some of you guys have been sold somebody else's dream. So let me just put the link in here real quick. That's on. But how are you doing it? As you guys are joining in, drop me a comment. Where are you from? Let me know where you're from. Let me know where you're from. What's up, Love and Life? What's going on, Evan? Thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. And we're about to get even more into it. I'm gonna start off doing these live streams that you guys are watching now. And if you don't know how this works with the live streams, you guys are gonna join in and talk. I don't want to just be here giving you guys a lecture. I want to give you a lecture. That's not why I'm here. I'm here to get your opinion. So I'm about to drop a Zoom link right now for you guys to join us over on Zoom. Okay, we got people from Australia. What is going on? And I'm going to work on the time as well. So yesterday or 2 days ago, we did 12 o'clock my time. They were doing 10 a.m. my time. And tomorrow, maybe we'll do 2 p.m. my time. That's when it's the most hot here. Outside, I'm going to be inside. So I want to pick a time that's best for the most people that we can get on here. But today we're talking about what is living the dream. And I want to get you guys' thoughts on this. I'm dropping the Zoom link right now. I don't know how to pin it. I wish I knew how to pin it. That would be nice. Oh, here we go. Can I pin that? Let me know if you guys can see the meeting. Can you guys hear me okay? Can you guys hear me okay? Let me know. So like I say, so you all here, I want to hear from you guys. So when you guys feel that you have something to say, you drop in the Zoom room, I'll let you all in, and we're gonna have a discussion and let what you have to say help a lot of other people. So it's not just me. Some of you guys have a lot more knowledge than I do, okay? So we're just talking about living the dream. I wanna know, what is the dream like where you live? What is the dream? Because I think the dream is different in each culture. Like, I don't know if our audio is perfect. Perfect. Amazing. Amazing. I pinned the link up there for some of you guys who want to jump in on Zoom to give your little thought on that, on what is it like, what is it living the dream? I think some of you guys are being tricked. Now, I want to be careful with my opinion on this because it's not about me, it's about you all. But I think some of you, what people are chasing right now, like this is the dream. I think about me. You all know I'm American. I'm from America, and there's a dream that we have in America. The American dream of go to school and then go to more school, get a job, get the home, get the picket fence with the dog and the 1.5 or 2.5 children, and work for 40 years, then retire. And that's one dream that they try to sell to so many people. You know, and people are starting now to realize, like, well, is this what I really want? So my question for you all is that what your dream is? I mean, because that's somebody's dream, but is it yours? You know, I think sometimes we've been so, I don't want to say brainwashed, but we've been so like programmed, like we're literally programmed. I don't think some of you all realize this, but we're programmed through something like this. An algorithm programs us. So let's say you're looking up something right now. What's something you've been into lately? like cars or maybe what's going on in the world, health, medicine, whatever you've been looking into, what happens is social media and everything puts it, amplifies it for you. And that's how you can stay in one thing, just programmed, whatever it is, good or bad. Now, the beautiful thing is it can be good. Let me see, got some people in the Zoom room. Hold on a second. And by the way, I pinned the link for you guys who want to join in on Zoom. I'd love to hear from some of you guys on this. I don't want to just give a lecture on this. I got no problem talking about it. I got some interesting stuff for you, but I want to hear what you have to say. Love and Life, it sounds like you should be on. You have a lot to say. and I'm seeing what you're saying. They say they are blaming someone, but I mean, who is they? Who is they? You know, we've been programmed to think that it's these people that are controlling everything, which, okay. But they also are controlling what you see. The only reason you saw that is because someone put it there in front of you. Somebody did. And it's just like that with the dream. Like, are you living the dream and is it a trap? Some of the dream what you think is a dream wasn't yours. Did you ever think that someone maybe just put that into your mind? Like someone just said, hey, you should do this. This would be nice. And what I say it's a trap is because a lot of people do this dream. Talk to some people who are the dream that you want to have. Talk about that. Talk to someone who's living that dream and see what they have to say. So many of you guys love the American dream. You want to hear about the American dream and want to live the American dream or whatever. And talk to someone who's in it. Talk to someone who's working 9 to 5. Talk to someone who's there grinding, someone who has $80, $90, $100,000 of debt from college. Because it's like the dream. And the more I talk to people, and people go really deep with me. So anytime I talk to people, they really tell me a lot of stuff. And when they tell me that, I'm always just listening to them and I'm just like, oh my goodness. Like what? I'm trying to read the comments right now. I see a lot of you. What's up, Jody? Thank you. I appreciate it. The more I've talked to people and they open up to me because they're traveling, the more I realize how unhappy people are. And truly unhappy. Like social media, that's one thing. Oh my gosh, there's a fly around here. Ugh. Social media is one thing. Everyone tries to make their lives look happy. But the more I talk to people, the more I realize how unhappy people are. And when I ask them, well, why are you in that job that you don't like? Why are you in that place living where you don't like living? And people can't answer that question. People cannot answer that question. People cannot answer the question of why I'm chasing the thing that I'm chasing. Is it because you wanted to, or is it someone else told you to? Because that's what the dream is. You're chasing a dream. Whose dream are you helping building if you're working somewhere? Because who put that dream in your mind? If I could put something in your mind right now, what was your old dream? What was the old dream that you had before? You have to think about it. And if you guys are just stepping on, the Zoom room the link is there. I'm gonna start letting people in a second. People in the waiting room, just hold on. It should be pinned at the top. Hold on, some of you guys, even if you're new around here, I'd love to hear from you all. Let me see. Put it right here just in case it didn't show. I think people need to hear from some of you all. Sullivan's Irish Pub. I think some people need to hear from you. I think it is. So you're saying that it's someone said to live in the dream. It's normal getting dressed in clothes that you hold on one second, people are joining. Get some people in the Zoom. Hold on one second. I'm gonna get to you in 1 second. Yeah, so many people, that's what it is. It's like, get up, go to work, go to job, go to something you don't like doing. And when I say all this stuff, this is if you don't like what you're doing. If you don't like what you're doing, guys, you're allowed to have another dream. You're allowed to have another dream. You're allowed to. Like, it's okay. And hold on, we got some people. Let me see. Got some people in the Zoom. Let's hear about it. Let me hear some of you guys' thoughts. I don't want to talk too much about it. This should work. Tonya, if you're there, you should be able to unmute yourself. And by the way, if you guys are here, you guys waive all your rights to privacy, just so you know, because we're live and everyone can hear.
Hi, Luke. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I can't see you, though.
One moment.
No worries, no worries. We just got a whole show going on here. I'm joking, I'm joking. Hey, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Goodness, you got a beautiful smile.
Thank you. You do too.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Awesome.
So,
Well,
where are you calling from, first of all, so people can know where you
North Carolina.
Oh, nice. Where in North Carolina?
Greensboro.
Nice. Been there. Beautiful place.
It is.
In New Bern. Is that in North Carolina, New Bern?
I'm not sure because I'm not from North Carolina. I'm from Georgia, but I moved to North Carolina 2 years ago.
Oh, amazing, amazing. And first of all, I want to say thank you so much for the support, and just I love to hear from you. You're from Georgia, 2 years in North Carolina, right?
Yes.
And your name one more time? Is it Tonya? Is that your Zoom?
Tonya. It is. It's Tonya.
Gotcha. I mean, so what is living the dream?
Living the dream to me is just being retired and just traveling. And actually, I don't want to be in the States, retire in the States. I love watching you. I love watching your journey. And I want to be like in Ecuador or Mexico or even Bali, I love, which I'm planning on doing like a trip to Bali next year.
Oh, amazing. Amazing. Yes. So living the dream is that whole, well, you said something real quick. You said it's retiring.
Yes.
But saying that, are you saying retiring like young, or are you saying do the whole 40 years?
Retiring and then young. Well, actually, my husband he's retired Air Force. So we retired 2 years ago. We lived in Guam for 4 years. And so we came back to the States, which I would have loved to stay in Guam. But we came back on his last 9 months of an assignment to South Carolina. And so right now we still cannot afford to, even though he's getting a pension and all that, we still cannot afford to retire because we're trying to get all our debt paid off. And we're doing like a 5-year plan to where when that debt is paid off, we will retire.
And just to maybe give you a little bit of insight on that, what do you think for someone to retire overseas, outside of America? Have you traveled outside of America before? Or you lived in Guam? So yeah.
Well, what do you think that? Outside, yes, and I've been to like Japan. I've been to the Philippines. I've been to Taiwan, and I just want to like venture on out a little bit, which I love. I love the places.
Yeah, absolutely. And what do you think the budget would be per month for someone to retire outside of the States?
Outside of the States, I think a budget for both me and my husband, I think it'll be about, if we want to live like, like a higher standard of life, it will be a budgeting for $2,500, which we actually make more than that in just a pension. But I think about $2,500.
I would argue even less.
Really?
By far, depending on where you go. So I don't know if you've ever seen any of my Bali videos. Have you seen any?
I watch you all the time.
I appreciate it. Thank you. I appreciate it. It's so great to hear from you. I don't know if I've ever seen you or like recognized you in the comments. Now
yes, I've commented.
Oh, I appreciate it. Thank you. But really, like, I mean, for two people, you can live on $1,200 in Bali easily. And I'm not saying in a hotel room, or you can live in a home.
Wow, that's good to know.
If someone gave me $1,000 a month, I could live in Bali, and everything you saw in the videos, I could do everything. From the scooter, which is like $60 a month.
Yeah,
I had a nice scooter, $70 a month. If you go to the doctors, cost you $10 maybe. Food,
Wow.
eating, I ate out all the time. If I eat out, it's never cost you more than 15. There's people who live on 600 a month. People, these influencers, a lot of influencers that you think are like, man, they're making so. Then I've been with these people. They're spending like $8, $10 a day.
Wow.
Yeah, because one thing for you and your husband to keep in mind is when you go to those countries, there's people who are living a beautiful life in Bali, for example, but they're making $120 a month with the family. They're making, like one of my good friends. He worked at a place called Satu. I can't remember what number that is. I think it's one maybe. There's like 3 restaurants, and one is called 1, 2, and 3. And he's a parking lot attendant. I always saw him and gave him a tip. And my last day there, I told him, like, I'm going away. I'll see you later. He's like, thank you for your help. He's like, I've been able to help get my daughter to school. Because I was like, well, how much is your daughter's school? He said it's $80 for her to go to school. And he's like, I only make $150 a month here. And he works all the time. And he supports his entire family. And I think sometimes when you have that perspective, when you say retire, when I hear people say retire, I'm always like retire like now? Because is retire even a word that we, as a kid, we put in our mind?
So my goal has always been to retire at 50, and I'm going to beat that. So I've always worked to set aside like like 401, just plan for just future planning. So we do have that. You do have like your investments. So I've always planned, no matter where I was to be in that position to where at 50, I'm not working past 50 and I can enjoy life at that time.
And what does that look like? Enjoying life for people who don't know, because you're American. A lot of my followers are not American, and so they're going to hear you saying like, what? You don't want to work in America? Like America's the dream. What I guess the better question is, what is the trap that people who don't live in America what's the trap they don't see?
Well, the trap it's like when you come here, you want a home. A home is right now. I just paid for a home last year. It's at least $350,000 for a nice home in a nice neighborhood. Unless you don't want to be in a nice neighborhood, but I'm going to be in a nice neighborhood. So you're paying at least $350,000 to $400,000 for that home. If you're going to college here, like college is another thing. College is expensive. My son is going to college now, who I'm putting my son through college, and that college is $51,000 a year. So on top of that, college food costs, that's another thing. It's very expensive to eat out here. And another thing is, I know a lot of people still don't want to talk about it, but you still have that racism here. I've been out of the US and I've been to other countries, and it's what a lot of people, it's what a lot of people from the States don't see. Like people are, other countries, they're just like the friendliest people you'll ever meet. Absolutely. And it's like, they don't see like a skin color or whatever. It's just, that's happy to me. Like that's how they are. I've been there, I've seen that, and I love that.
100%. And even in places where people are like, no, like Japan, you stand out like this, but how did they treat you there? How'd you feel? Everyone wants pictures, touch your hair.
I felt good. Like I love Japan. I've loved.
That's amazing. That's amazing that you have that experience. So, I mean, you're actually like an anomaly. I don't meet many people who are like, I'm going to retire by this age and have a plan. They're going to do it. Because everyone's like, oh, I'm kind of going to do it. So what would be like your advice to someone who's watching this, who's like, I need to get a normal job, go to college, do this, do this, do this. What's something now that you wish you could tell, 25-year-old version of you?
My 25-year-old version, actually even sooner than my 25-year-old version, because I had my son at 21, which was earlier. I would travel the world. I would leave, like the state sooner than what I've done, because then when you venture out, you learn so much more that you would have not learned otherwise, just being stuck. I don't care where in the States, basically anywhere in the States.
That's amazing. That's amazing. And last question for you. And I appreciate you giving me your time and attention. I appreciate it.
No problem.
The last question Yeah, and where would you tell people to look at? Like, is there a book that you've read? Is there a movie you've watched? Something that you could, that someone who's just trying to, like, I'm trying to make it. I want to really live a better life and try to figure out what my dream is. Where would you send them or have them go?
Well, I will send them to you, Luke. So that's what I did. So once I ventured out, it was like, and the only reason, let me tell you, because we were military for 24 years, and I was with my husband 20 years of his 24-year career. Most people don't even get that chance to leave out the States. So if you can, my 21-year-old self, if I was free, I just graduated with no kids, I would tell everyone to just pick a place anywhere outside of the US and just go visit and
Wow,
experience
I
that.
love that. I love that, and that's what I would tell myself. I would tell the exact same thing. Just go, just go. Doesn't matter where. Make a mistake, you'll figure it out.
Yeah,
I
and
love
just
that.
go.
I
Because
love
when
that.
we went to Guam, even I was scared to go to Guam. And Guam is a US territory state, actually.
Hmm.
So even with being going there, I was so scared to like leave out of the States. I'm like, I don't know what it is. It's on the opposite side of the world, you know. But when I got there,
Wow.
we were there for 4 years. I cried when we had to leave.
Wow. But where
Yeah.
did you get that? Because like I'm saying, this is very rare. What was the how did you get over that fear to leave the first
Well,
time? Because
with
that's where I
military,
feel
you
most
have
people.
no choice. You have to go where they tell you to go.
Uh,
And that's the only thing that's different with me because we were military. So with military, you have to go. There's no, I'm gonna stay here. I mean, you can, but I wasn't gonna separate my family. So
yeah.
with the military, it was like you have to go. And then once I left, it's like, oh, you cried when you come back to the States because I love the whole
Mm,
experience. I loved everything about it.
wow. And is that what's fueling you? You'd say to be on that
Yes.
next flight out in a couple of years?
Oh, yes.
Oh, I love that. I love that. And thank you so much for sharing. If I can ever help out, just send me a Instagram message or an email. I'll remember
I
you now.
will.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you,
I
Luke.
appreciate it. You got it.
Have a
Take
good
care.
day. All
You
right.
too. See ya. Wow. So as you guys can see that the living the dream, it can be a trap or a trick. And most people don't realize that. Most people, they the grass is always green on the other side. I know a lot of you don't it's an expression from America, but the grass is always green on the other side. We think that it's always going to be better. But if I could give you guys like a recommendation, or if I could give you something that you could that would help you out, is take advice from the people whose life you want to be like. Someone who has the life that you want, ask them what they did. Like, it's sometimes just that simple, because I just speak to so many people. Like, I have this conversation 2 to 3 times every single day, no matter what country I'm in. If it usually happens in real life with someone I just meet at a cafe or a restaurant or somewhere like this, like somebody, and I have this conversation where they're just unhappy and they haven't told anyone. I think if you guys knew how many people that you knew who were around you, probably maybe even in your family, crazy enough, that are so unhappy with what they're doing. But it takes so much courage to get out of it once you've done it for so long. But understand, most of the dreams that people live and things that you think are the dream, someone told that to you. And I guarantee you, if you just, as someone says, anything time you don't understand something, follow the money. Someone who told you to do something, follow the money. Go to school. Okay, follow the money. You just heard the last person we talked to, $51,000 a year to go to college, 4 years. My college, $31,000 a year for me to go to college. I was there for 5 years, $155,000. I would have been in debt. I have to pay that off like a lot of my people I went to school with. Now I played basketball. So I had a full scholarship, but I can't imagine what it would be like to have to pay that at 22 when I graduated. But I saw that. And I remember thinking, like, I had no idea that people even had to pay that much. But this is like the trick, because now you spend the rest of so much of your life. I have friends who would say they never will pay it off, paying that off. And it becomes like an anchor, because sometimes we have to, and as we talked about before, you have to, as Tonya said, you gotta push, you gotta get through the fear. We all don't have that reason or we have to go somewhere, but you have to get through that without question. Because some of us, we're trying to chase a dream and we have chains on us. And we're just working in our very small area of comfort. The one thing that I tell my clients, and I hope this, and I see you guys in the Zoom room. I'm about to get to you 1 second in the Zoom room. I see you. One of the things that I talk about to my clients all the time because we're always advancing, we're always pushing each other. I'm pushing them. I'm paid to do that. Is you have to get out that comfort zone. Whatever that next thing is, you have to keep pushing it. Because what happens, and this is how living the dream is, what happens is the chains that you're in, the chains of restriction, the chains of your life, some of us don't move far enough out of our comfort zone to feel those chains. So one of the things that I tell people is when you travel, you feel the chain, you feel the restriction of, oh my gosh, like this is really different, it's out of my comfort zone. And you feel your limitation. You feel that, oh my gosh, I'm scared. Like most people write me, so many of my emails, messages, comments of people like, Luke, what do I do if I don't speak the language in the country? And that's a chain that they have on. And now they feel it and it's like, I don't want to go to a place where I don't know anyone, I don't speak the language. And they go back in and they go back into their comfort zone. They stay there because it's been the dream. The dream is set up. They make it looks beautiful. That's how it's supposed to look. But look, follow the money. Like as I'm here in Mexico and I'm looking at people working all day, I have a friend, she works across the street from where I live and I see her almost every day when I'm leaving. She's there for 12 hours a day, every day except on Wednesdays. And she makes, what's that, 200 pesos? She makes $9 a day. She's 24, 25 years old. And I have this discussion with her every day in Spanish, so it's a little bit off. And she's making someone money. Because I went in there the other day and she said, oh, a Canadian person just brought this. They just brought this clothing store. And I said, oh, where are they? They're like, I don't know. They're in Canada. But someone sold her to go to work in that place, go to do that. But that's time she's losing. And one thing I can tell you is that I'm getting older is that time is the thing you don't get back. We talked 2 days ago, and we talked about the person on here was 18 years old from Slovakia. I can't remember his name. Marcus from Slovakia. He was on here. And I was like, I would trade places. I probably wouldn't. I really love my life. I love the ups. I love the downs. I love the uncertainties. I love being scared. I love everything about my life. Even the bad things that I used to suppress and feel ashamed of. I love it all because it all makes up who I am. But I was like, yeah, if I didn't know better, I would trade places with you because I don't have the time like you do. Meaning you're 18, meaning you can invest just $100 a month till you're 28 years old and you have $1 million when you're 65. Just because time is on your side, you can invest, you can do so many things. And what the pain that I want to help you guys avoid is not getting caught in living the dream. Like I want you guys to think of what is your dream? Like what is it like really? Because the people who write me, the people who I reach out to, 95% of all the clients that I've ever worked with over the past year have all come from YouTube. And it's a very common thing. Everyone wanted to, like, especially the clients that I signed when I was living in Bali, they wanted to move to Bali. And I would ask them, well, what makes you want to move to Bali? They're like, I just want to be on Bali. I want to be on the beach with a coconut. And that's all I want to do. And I was always like, well, you want to move to Bali and live on the beach with a coconut. Listen, okay. I lived in Bali for 2 years. And the only time you want to be on a beach with a coconut is when that sun is setting. In the middle of the day, it is cooking outside. Sitting on the beach with a coconut gets old really quick. So if someone told you the dream was just to get away and take a move to Bali, that's one thing. Because when you get there, that's when you start to discover yourself, but it has to be something deeper. Someone being like, I want to move to Bali, or it doesn't matter where it is, Paris, France. Someone's here from Paris, I see you. Real styler, I see you. Hello from Paris. Salut, comment tu vas? J'espère tu vas bien. It's like someone's selling you that dream. Someone's making money from that dream they're selling you, but you're most likely paying with your time. So what is your dream? Like, how can you make it more clear? For me, it was like, I want to move around to Bali, and I moved to Bali and I want to show people the world and I want to help the community I want to make a lot of friends, make a lot of connections. I want to build a business. Like when you can get your dream clear, can you see how different that is? And just saying, I want to just move to a place and do it. Because you're gonna get there and trust me, you'll be bored. After a week, you'll be bored. Ask some people who've been there. But I'm gonna get to some of you guys. Let's see. In the Zoom room, I see you guys in the waiting room. Hold on one second. Sullivan's Irish Pub. You should be able to unmute right now. Can you hear me?
I'm here, Luke.
What's going on, man? How you doing?
I'm doing good. Hey, I followed you from Europe all the way to Bali, and now I'm following you all the way to Mexico. I'm stalking you. I'm sorry.
Hey, hey, it's my pleasure, man. My pleasure to bring you along. Where are you calling from?
I'm here in the Philippines.
Oh, Philippines. Nice. I'm surprised you have electricity and Wi-Fi. How's the weather?
No, I tell you, for the most part, people really struggle out here, but like you said, not me.
Yeah,
I'm living like Jay-Z. I'm living like Jay-Z out here. Life is good. Life is good.
Yeah, I love that.
Now,
I love that. And so what from what you see around there, what's living the dream out there for people who've never been? I've actually never been to the Philippines. I had a team that worked out there for a little bit. But what is your take on because you have a different perspective, because you're looking at it from the outside and seeing them, but you're in the mix, you're undercover. What are you seeing as a dream that they sell to people there?
Even the Filipinos, well, every country at every level, are chasing. They're in the rat race. They're on the treadmill. And I retired, like Tonya and her husband. We retired from the military.
Amazing.
So
amazing. Thank you for your service, by the way.
Thank you for supporting us. I appreciate it. So I got to retire, and life is good. And I see these people running around. Everybody's running with the trike to go to work, to do this, to take care of this, to take care of that. I wake up, I go out to the backyard, check the chickens to make sure I get some eggs. Go inside.
Oh, wow.
Peppers. I got a homestead garden, an urban garden on the other side, homestead on one side of the wall that divides the property. No stress. It's laid back. It's really hot, so you got to manage, what side of the house you're on. The house is 2 stories, so the sun is blocked, so you can get on this side and work or that side and work. So it's a good life.
Yeah.
And I believe what Tonya's saying is I concur with Tonya, But
yeah, same here.
But Guam is not that place because it's too expensive in Guam. One of the places that she did say she wants in the Philippines. She knows that the Philippines is really inexpensive.
Yeah.
And the one Air Force base that's here is called Clark Air Force Base, and I live right next to Clark. I can walk there.
Okay. Oh, nice.
And she must have been here because she said she was Air Force.
Yeah, probably most likely, huh?
So Tanya's probably listening still. So Tonya, you need to come on back to Clark because the U.S. military is left, but the base is still beautiful, and you can go on the base and take advantage of all the good opportunities here, and just relax. So let's get to the treadmill. I did my youth military. I retired, and if you're an officer in the military, it is almost it's programmed that you're going to get out of the military, Army, Navy, Air Force, and Marines. Because I was joined at the end. I was everything, right?
Oh, wow.
I was a joint officer, right? I worked at the embassy.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, what I'm getting at is you're supposed to get out of the military and you're supposed to work for Raytheon, General Dynamics Land Systems.
When you come out.
Northrop Grumman. Yeah, you're supposed to be a defense contractor.
So they give you a dream while you're in there of what to do.
Yeah, they program you from day one.
Wow.
They even bring the guys in to talk to you. They have these little Yeah. They plant
for someone like you, if you're being programmed, you're surrounded by a bunch of people that are programming. So what is the shift that happened in your mind that made you be like, no, I'm gonna do this? Like, what allowed you to do that?
I had to bail out when people would walk into my office and go, "Hey, brother," anyway, "Hey, brother, Steve wants you to do this, do that." where am I going? Yeah, they want you to go to Morocco to talk to the Defense Department out there. And then, okay, when do they want to? You need to be out there tomorrow. This is
Oh,
at 2
wow.
o'clock in the afternoon. So I have to
Wow.
fly all the way to another country.
Yeah.
Right? From New York to
Wow.
another country. So that means
Uh-huh.
that night, my whole night is running to the airport to get on a plane. They're going to fly 13 hours to get to a meeting in Morocco.
Wow. And what's the
And that
thought
would
that
happen
hit you? What
all
was
the
it
time, Luke,
with
all
the
the
moment?
time.
You must have had that moment. Like, was it in the airport one time? Like, what am I doing? Like, what was the thought? I think
it was an 8-hour layover in Abu Dhabi, Doha, and then I got on the plane to fly, and then I had my birthday in the air on the plane, and you know what? The stewardesses and the steward guy came back there and gave me a plate. They didn't have a cake; they had a plate, and they wrote "Happy Birthday" on it with some chocolate syrup, and they had a cupcake in the middle. And, hey, sir, we saw your passport.
Yeah.
Today's your birthday, and I was just like, you know, I was
Yeah.
kind of like, I was like, thanks, guys.
Yeah,
That was cute. That was cute. Thanks a lot. But when I got back, I was like, done. It wasn't the Morocco trip; it was another trip. But I was like, I'm done. So I got
But
out.
what sparked it? Like, what made you say I'm done? Like, there had to have been a thought that sparked it. Like, it maybe was like a sentence or 3 words. Like, I'm never doing this
better
again.
than
Like, what was?
this.
There we go. I think people don't think of that thought. It doesn't hit them, so they just stay in that program. Can you see that, Matt? Like, that's magical thought, man. I'm better than this.
I mean,
Like,
my life needs more than this. So I said, okay,
yeah.
I'm packing up my stuff, and I was trying to figure out where I was going. Number 1 on the list was Bali. Number 2 on the list was Thailand, because everybody wants to go to Thailand or Bali. And number 3 was Philippines. But I was just like, money, language, talking to people, ease, travel. Do I want to go over to Thailand? Is just a party. Bali at the time, I wasn't familiar with it enough. So I was like, you know what? I'm familiar with the Philippines, so I went to the Philippines. But check this out.
Wow.
While I was in the Philippines, I used to go like once every couple of months. I used to go to Bali and go sit at the potato head and watch the sun go down.
Absolutely.
So
you had a
I
taste
didn't
of
do
it
it during the middle of the day. I went there when the sun was going down, right?
Exactly. So then I have a question for you that I hope will help a lot of the people who are watching. Is like, so what's the trap that you've seen? Because you have 2 perspectives. You have that perspective of Philippines. You get to see people there. You've got the perspective of being an American, and you also now have a perspective of being just a person who's just enjoying life, going out, tending the garden, getting the eggs from the chickens. Like, what is the trap that people are not seeing right now?
Well, the carrot that they dangle is security, everything running smooth, you're gonna be taken care of, and people fall into that trap, and then they end up making just enough, right? Just enough, no matter what country you're in, to pay taxes, pay your taxes.
There we go.
And just recently here in the Philippines, the guys that work in my urban garden, I get like 3 guys that work there, right?
Yeah.
And the more time they come, they do the trimming, they work the garden and everything. It's really nice. I got some videos on YouTube. I do my little YouTube videos, and then and on the other side of the house, the homestead side, I do the cooking with my wife and everything. It's really nice. But check this out. Check this out. One of my guys, Wendell, came to work the other morning, and he was like, "Oh my gosh, sir," and this and that. And I go, "What's wrong?" He goes, "Gas went up to 75 pesos, and they said it's going to probably be 150 pesos soon, and it used to be 48 pesos." And I was like, in his world, that's a big deal. In my world,
that's 3x.
Yeah, it's times 3. And in my world, 53 pesos is $1.
Yeah, so it's not even. Don't even think
nothing.
about it.
Doesn't bother me at all. So I'm just like, wow. And he goes, this Russia thing in the Ukraine, the peso the gas went up, sir. And then the gas later on, that supplies, everything, delivery, everything's gonna go up. And I just looked at it, I just thought to myself, man, it's good to be in a situation where I'm not in New York trying to live in some run around New York, living in,
because gas went up there too.
And COVID and oh my goodness. And I'm glad to be right here where I'm at.
Wow, I'm happy for you, man, especially after doing so much service and putting your life on the line. I appreciate it. And I guess I just have one more question for you. For someone who is kind of chasing a dream that's not for them, and they feel like, and now they're aware that it is a trap, what's something that they can think of? Like, what's a piece of advice that you would give to them based on your experience and what you see and what you've been around?
First of all, I know it's not for everybody, but I think even if you want to come back to the United States and live a better life later, right now you get out of the US, out of maybe even France, Italy, Spain, all these big countries, go to a smaller country with a smaller economy. Because I tell you, when I was out in Bali, I was like, wow, it was so cheap. Rupees, I was like throwing them around like nothing. It was so easy, eat dinner and everything out. Also, here's another country. When I went to Vietnam, we were in Hanoi having a great time. And I went to the money machine, to the ATM, and made a mistake and asked for $200 US out of the machine. And it was like,
you're like 150 million.
Yeah, it was like a Vegas. It was like ding, 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 ding. All the money started going.
They don't even have that much of the machine. I was walking around with like 400 million dollars.
I made a mistake. I didn't realize. You know what I'm saying? So I was just like, what I'm saying, they should try to move to a smaller economy country. Start out with a plan for 4 or 5 years, and maybe they might do 10 years. Then you can go back after you've dug yourself out of debt, made your little, financial, made a deal with those people out back in the States, paid your debts off. Go on back, but go to a smaller. Don't get one of these subdivisions. Just get to a piece of property somewhere, like out in Georgia, like Tonya. But go and get a $200,000 modular house. Set up your own, especially after you've lived in another country, right? Set up your own. Do a little bit of the work yourself. Do your own wall, villa walls, or whatever. And do a little bit of the construction yourself. Maybe do 75% or 80%. Let them finish the place, and you do the rest yourself. And do some videos on it. Live life, man. Get some chickens, get the dogs, get the cats, get some ducks. Relax and slow down. Slow down. Smell the coffee. Count to 10. Relax.
I love that, man.
I love that. Do a little exercise in the morning time. Just relax.
I love it.
Here's something. I want to talk to you about. I want to tell you this. I told some of my friends back in the United States who retired. They retired from the military. They're still doing the business development thing, running around selling these weapon systems and all this. And I tell them, man, you are working on a heart attack. Get out of the race and chill out, and maybe come back like Tonya does. Come back after you've got out of debt completely. Everything's smooth. I don't have no college debts. I don't have no debts. And it's just, so I'll do something like to these guys and give them a little extra cash advance or something, and then they think on payday that they gotta pay their cash advance, and I tell them, no, don't worry about it. Just go buy your gas. Just live your life. Thank you for helping me out with the garden. Thanks for doing the videos for me in the garden. Hey, Will, look, it was been a blessing talking to you.
Hey, it's a pleasure, man.
I've been watching you since Europe, and then when I saw you in Europe, and you told me the story, then I went and Googled you and everything and looked back and I saw, oh, you play ball and everything. And then I followed you ball and now I followed you to Mexico. Many blessings, safe travels in Mexico.
Appreciate it. Thank you, man. Maybe I'll hit you up from over in the Philippines. It's on my list. Just waiting for things to clear up to head back.
I look forward to seeing. Oh, by the way, let me tell you something else. Last thing.
You got it, bro.
2019 held me up because of 2020 held me up, okay? I had already signed up for law school, but I couldn't go because things got held up with COVID. I just got an email and the girl told me, hey, sir, we're starting to do the enrollment again. Do you want to try again? And I was like, hell yeah. So here I am. I'm getting ready to start. The class starts in July.
Wow.
So I will start law school in July here in the Philippines. So let's see what happens.
Hey, congratulations, man. And if I can ever help out, man, just shoot me an email or a message, brother.
Just when you visit, just let me get a chance to meet you. That's all.
I will, bro. Promise that, man.
Thanks, Luke.
All right, brother. You got it. Take care. Huh?
Bye-bye for now.
See ya. Oh, living the dream. Beautiful advice. I see you guys here in the comments as well. What's up? What's going on? But I hope you guys can get other perspectives. Like I think that's what life's about. Like no matter where you go, they're going to try to sell you on someone's dream. They're going to try to sell you on something. And the thing is to be aware, because when you're aware, you can think for yourself. Just as you can see, being around people that, hey, when this is done, you're going to go to that. When that's done, you can go to that, and just breaking free of it. And like what was just said, get a place where you can be calm, where you can be chill. Get some chickens, a duck, a dog, all that kind of stuff. Hey, I've thought about this deeply. But I think that it's important to understand, I think, and my biggest takeaway that I just took away was some people are not working for a job, they're working themselves to a heart attack. I can't, no pun intended, I can't stress that enough. I see it all the time. And I see so many people that have so much energy. My friend who I think about her when she's working in the shop. I had another friend who worked in, if you guys saw my videos in San Cristobal, that was in the southern part of Mexico, where they made even less money. They make $2 a day. My friend, she was making $4 a day, working at 8 hours a day. She was working every day, every single day. And I know for some of you, it might not seem like possible to break out of like, well, we only can make this much. But I want you to think about something. Something new has been created that allows you to break out of that system right here. You're on it right now. Your phone, your computer, whatever it is that you have. Like there's a way you can break out of it, because you can reach people internationally. You can reach people internationally. Use this live stream as an example. Hey, my pleasure, Sullivan's Club. I see your message right now. I'll let you know if I'm in the Philippines, brother. You guys right now, as you guys are here, and people are thanking you as well. I hope you can see those comments. People, like, you need to understand that we have identities. Now, this is not to sell you anything, but if you guys are new around here, check out the Your Skills Academy. It's a school that I created totally free. It'll give you so much information and value, deeper than what I'm talking about right here. But one of the things we talk about in this Your Skills Academy, and then when you guys finish that academy, you can graduate into like a paid group coaching that I have where we go deep into it. But so many times, one thing I can give you right now that'll really help you is to break out of your local identity mind. Like your local identity mind. So what that means is, like my friends who are in Bali, for example, I see them all the time, and you know, I know just about everyone, or they know me in all the places that I live in: Canggu, Seminyak, Kuta, Ubud, Lovina, Singaraja, all these places. But the local identity there is $4 to $12 a day. That's the local identity. That means the people around them are all doing that. So if they do that, that's fine. And so you're not living a dream. What you're doing, if you're not living that dream, you're just living what everyone else is doing around you with that local identity. So with that local identity, what that means is now you don't think that you can go higher because no one else is doing that. So it's about being around people, books, whatever it is, to break out into an international identity. Give you a great example. This is a face mask, which I can't stand, but I have to wear it in the taxi. This here in Mexico, this costs like 20 cents. I couldn't sell this for 50 bucks in Mexico, or I'd have to find an audience to sell this to. 50 bucks to sell a face mask. It's not the identity of this culture that someone would spend 50 bucks on this when most people only are making $300-400 bucks a month maybe. So what that means is that you got to break out of the local identity of where you live, where you're from. Go into the international identity where I could sell this on it, put a design on it, I could sell on the internet 50 bucks. There's people buying $600 masks and all kinds of masks. There's designer masks. But I need to go to a place where people can do that. This is not the identity to do that. Online connects it. And as I said, using this as an example, using this as an example, is you guys just heard from two people who are living in two different places. One person in North Carolina, another person in the Philippines, and I'm here in Mexico. And I don't even know where you're from, but you're in another place looking at us. That's how the internet can bind us together. So when it comes to what is living the dream, like, what is it? That's what matters to you all. That's the most important thing, is what does your dream look like? If you have to forget what everyone said, what does the dream look like? But really, not having a coconut on the beach in Bali, because I promise you that gets boring so fast. Not on a beach here in Mexico, where I just was last week. It's super hot. You're going to be there for like an hour and you're not going to want to go back. So what does the dream look like that's deeper than that? Because even if you retire and you leave and you save all this money and you're just living, there has to be something deeper. One of the things I talk about in the Charmed Year, not in Your Skills Academy so much, or we talk about a little bit in the free school I have, but in the group coaching, is we talk about what really makes you happy in life. Well, of course, is progress. Progress equals happiness. But what really makes you happy is your growth and your contribution. Some of you guys are not happy because you don't feel like you're growing. And if you feel like you're growing and you're still not fulfilled, I can guarantee you're not contributing enough. Because that's where the happiness and fulfillment comes from. This is where I work. This is what people pay me for. This is what I speak about, my clients and groups and everything. Like, what are you contributing to? If you're being sold a dream that you don't like and you're not happy and you have no energy and no money at the end of the month and you're feeling down, what do you have left to contribute? And are you still able to? Now, it's possible, but for the majority of people, if that's what's weighing you down all the time, if your job is the thing that is keeping you like feeling unmotivated, feeling not energized, like something needs to shift. Like maybe now it's time for a new dream. Maybe this live stream is just what you were waiting for, just what you were looking for. Maybe this is it. Maybe this was it. This is the sign that you were looking for. But I'm gonna tell you all the secret right now, okay? The new dream is gonna give you a new life, okay? The new dream that you have, the new dream that you think of when you're tired of living other people's dream, your new dream is gonna give you a new life. I can promise you that. But, so it's but. The new dream is gonna give you a new life, but the cost of that new life is gonna cost you your old one. It's gonna cost you your old life. So I hope you see that most people are not willing to pay that cost. We're gonna have another live session in 2 days. I'm not sure what it's gonna be on, but we might talk about that. We might dive deeper into that. On the cost. Because your new life always costs you the old one. All the time. Me, I was a pro athlete. You guys followed me. I started documenting, I think 3 years before I retired from playing. Semi-retired, I might go back. But semi-retired or retired, let's say that, okay? To pursue YouTube and to travel, it cost me my old life of being a pro athlete because I was not able to do both. I wanted to reach more people, to help more people. A lot of you guys don't know this, but I saw YouTube as a way that I could reach so many people around the world, more than I could than being a pro athlete. Being a pro athlete, everyone knew me in my city. Everyone knew me all over the world, like all over the country, any country I played for, the city knew me, but my impact was so small because I was limited to that town and no one cared about who I was. Like people saw me as, oh, Luke, he's the import player. That's what I was. I was the American on the team. No one, like I remember one time I hurt my ankle really bad 2 days before the game. And the whole town heard about my ankle was hurt. Everyone heard my ankle was hurt. And as I walked around and I'd go to the store, I remember I went to the beach to walk around. Everyone kept coming up to me knowing my ankle was hurt. And they were just like, yo, Luke, are you going to be able to play on Saturday? That was my wake-up call. Everyone kept asking, are you going to be able to play on Saturday? Here I am with my ankle swollen. I live on the second floor of my apartment. I have to drive home in my car. All my cars, they're always stick shift. So I need to use my left foot as a clutch, and I'm having to drive with just one foot. If you're American, that doesn't really make sense. But there's cars in other countries where you have to like push on the clutch and then shift it like this. And I remember thinking like, that's all I am to these people. That's all I am to these people. That's it. I'm this tool that can be replaced like this. I'm a tool that they don't want to see change. I remember when I first got to a country, I got a bunch of stories like this, but one of them that stood out to me was, I can't remember what was going on. I think I can't remember exactly. Oh, so the person who I was seeing at the time, her father was literally dying, like dying of cancer, like dying. And I was with her 2 hours away in the hospital with him. And I've never come that close to see someone like dying. I've never been that close. As a pro athlete, we go to hospitals and stuff, but everyone's coherent. They can talk to us and everything. This person could barely talk, and they were skinny, and I was trying to be supportive. The whole family's there. And I remember going there, and then I had to drive back because I had the game the next day. And I remember getting back and just the whole drive back for 2 hours. I drove back by myself for 2 hours. I was just in silence, driving back to my city to play in the game. And as I get to the game, I show up, I'm still okay, but my mind is just like, oh my gosh, like, what does this game of basketball matter when I just look at someone who's losing their life? They had done everything. They went on tours in Africa, built orphanages. They've done everything, safaris. And here they were, can't even pick up a cup of water to drink. And I'm looking at them. And that was just in my mind the whole time. And I remember playing in that game, and that game didn't go well for me. I played okay, but not great. And it was still in the back of my mind. Everyone's like, what's going on? I was like, yeah, tough day yesterday, And I was like, yeah, my friend, the person I'm seeing, her father's is like really almost gone. No one cared. Nobody cared. Everyone was just like, well, you should have played better. Like, what were you doing there? I remember I took a picture. I think at that time I was on Snapchat all the time. I took a picture of the hospital. Everyone was like, what were you doing at that place? All they cared about was what I did. No one cared about who I was. And I feel like someone out there, no one cares about who you are. They just care about what you're doing and what you can do for them, what you can do for their company. That's all that matters. If you're sick more than 6 days a year, they just don't pay you. Like, that's crazy. That's crazy. Like 6 days. That's insane. That's a whole nother talk. But that's when I was like, I want people to know who I am. That's one of the backstories on YouTube. I was like, with YouTube, I can share my life with people. Because all you people know me. Well, you know me decently. Like, if I go to a cafe, I want to get a smoothie. You know what kind of places Luke probably would like. This Luke wouldn't like. You guys know that stuff. In basketball, no one knew any of that. But I was sold the dream. I got sold the dream. And the dream for me not working out the way it was sold to me was probably one of the best things that never happened to me. Because I'm going to tell you right now, here's the dream of being a pro athlete overseas. And it took me 8, 9 seasons to finally get to this dream. The dream is you go overseas to a team, you play well, and you dominate in that league. You become a name. And you get on a team and you become the best player on that team. And you make that team, because overseas, how it works is the top 2 teams, they go up to the next league. The bottom 2 teams go down a league. So the dream is you get to a team, raise that team up to first or second place, get them to move up the league, then they sign you on a long-term deal for a lot of money. This was the dream that was sold to me. So I did that. If you guys can remember the vlogs, you guys follow me, I was vlogging there when I played for the team Angers. That was the dream that was sold to me. I was like, Angers is a top team. We have a top coach who coached top players, a lot of NBA players. Like, go there, become the best player. They'll sign me for a 4 or 5 year deal, great amount of money. They already paid me really well, and they'll do even better, at least double. And that was the dream. And that's what I did. I became the best player on that team. I got the best player. I was the best player on the team by far. Didn't miss a game. I never missed a practice. I never missed an event. I was like everything. I checked off everything. I didn't want to mess this up. And we won the championship for the league. I hit the game-winning shot for us to win. On top of that, with my parents there, actually. My family came to that game. I made I made an and one, then I made a 3 in the corner to seal the game versus the number 1 team. So we became the number 1 team and we won the league. Done. And as soon as I did that, I'm like, now we're in the playoffs, but the playoffs don't really matter so much because we already have secured our spot to move up in the league. And I was like, this is the dream. I did it. I remember calling my agent, like, I did it. Let's fast forward to the playoffs now. So playoffs are here. Everything's kind of shut down. We were like, the season's kind of over and playoffs are okay. But the more thing is we moved up the league and that's all that matters to clubs. Because you move up a league, that means we're good and better. And that means sponsors come in, they pay more, better for the team. And I was like, I'm like, I don't know what kind of deal my agent's going to get for me. This is going to be great. And I'm walking into the gym the day of the game. And a guy walked up to me and we're in the back hallway. So only people who have clearance can go there. And it's one of the guys who's the newscaster for us. And he comes up and taps me on the shoulder. And he says, I'm sorry to see you go. I was like, sorry to see me go? I was like, I'm thinking in my mind, like, what do you mean? I'm not going anywhere. Like, we're moving up. I'm the best player on this team. Like, I'm leading in points and rebounds. Like, I play almost every minute of the game. And he was like, sorry to see you go. And I just let it go in my mind. I didn't think about it. And I went to the locker room to change my clothes. And one of my teammates came in there. And I'll never forget the way he looked at me. And he was like, Luke, I'm so sorry, bro. And he patted me on the shoulder and he sat down. And I was like, what the hell is going on here? What's going on? And I walk out the locker room and I see people huddled up talking. And I go to one of my friends. He's another import player. I was like, bro, what happened? I was like, why is everyone saying that? He's like, oh, you didn't see the newspaper today. And I was like, no, I didn't. And they showed me a picture of the newspaper and it says something along the lines of like, Angers moves up in the spot. And this is not to throw trash on the team. It's all public, all this information. They put it out there. They put this information out there and they like, the team's moving up and they're going to be parting ways with Fitzgerald, Chubai, and there was someone else. I can't remember who it was. Lupo, Jimmy, one of my teammates. That was in the paper. No one told me. In my mind, I'm doing the dream. I'm living the dream. And I was like, oh my gosh. And I remember as soon as I read that, I told my friends, I was like, thanks for showing that to me. I remember walking in the locker room and 2 of the players are there. 2 more are there and they look at me and they're like, I'm so sorry, Luke. And I was like, no, it's cool, man. And I grabbed my phone. I walked out the locker room. I walked down the hallway to an empty room and I just called my agent. I'm crying before my agent even answers the phone. Like before my agent answers the phone, I already got tears going down my face because this was the dream. This was the dream. This was the dream. And I call my agent and I'm freaking out, c'est pas qu'est-ce passe, mais il y a truc dans le. I'm going. I mean, I speak French perfect, but at that time, my brain couldn't put the words together. I was so emotional, and I'm like, I don't know what happened. Like I'm doing the best I can, and I don't know why they would do this. Why they can't just tell me? If they just told me, it's fine. But to find out this way, the whole city knew before I knew. And he's like, don't worry, Luke, I'm gonna handle this. Hangs up the phone. And I'm just sitting in the back room and I get another call. President of our team calls me, meets me in the hallway and explain I can't go into the conversation. But basically, I was shown that what I thought was living the dream, what everyone told me was a dream, didn't turn out to be that way. And what that did is that everyone's like, Luke, why are you leaving? You did such a great job. And I was like, well, I did it. The team just wants to move another way. They have a lot of money and they're going to take something from an entire league, which is all business, I understand. But, when you do so much, you think like, well, at least they could do that. And so many people feel like that in their jobs that they have. They don't feel appreciated and things like this. And that's when I was like, that's when it sparked in my mind of like, what is my dream now? Like, what do I want to do? At that time, I already loved doing YouTube and I loved doing so many other things. But my brain went to be like, what's my dream? I want to inspire and help people. And if I'm being traded every single year to a different country, a different place, I can't do that as much as I want to. That was my old life. Now, if I wanted the life of traveling and being full-time and being able to inspire people everywhere in different countries, it's going to cost me that old one. It's going to cost me the old one. Now they tried to sell me a dream again, saying, you know, we're going to sign you to this other team for a couple years, and then no matter what happens, you'll get paid, you'll do well. But I was like, no, I think I'm done. I can reach more people doing it like this. I'm going to do it my way for right now. Because as Sullivan Irish Pub, the person I just spoke to, like, I deserve better than this. So I think we have to get, what is your deep, deep dream? What does that look like? And if I could leave something with you, it'd be like, understand it's going to cost you your old one. And one of the things that I've learned is that it's okay to build while you fly. It's okay to build while you fly. Most of us are trying to build a new dream before we've even taken off yet. When not only is your new life going to cost you your old one, but you have to jump and learn to build while you fly. Some people might call it falling, but some people call it flying. And one of the things that really came to my mind was, and made me realize this morning before I started this, hello from Poland, Cześć, was in life, I believe that you're always rewarded when you take a leap of faith. When you take a leap of faith with a person, when you take a leap of faith with something that your heart is telling you to do, life has an amazing way of winking, giving you a little wink. This is one of the most important things to know. You're rewarded when you take a leap of faith. But some of you guys are getting very confused what a leap of faith is. A leap of faith is not saving up all this money and doing all this stuff, setting everything perfect and then going. There's no faith required to do that because you know everything. The very thing of faith meaning is that there's no evidence that it's going to work. That's literally what it means, faith. Oh, Dice, nice to meet you. Nice to meet you, Dice. Now I remember you. Yeah, it's called a leap of faith for a reason. It's called a leap of faith because you don't know. I don't know, people thought like, oh, Luke's gonna have to figure it out, pro athlete, retired, can travel, but it wasn't like that for me. It was scary. Like there was money that I had, there was money on the side that wasn't gonna be touched. But as far as me traveling with money, it was like, I know I can do this for a little bit of time and then that's it. And I reached that time way before I thought I would. But then what do you do from there? What is your deeper dream? If your dream is to go to Bali and have a coconut, then what is your dream when you do get to Bali and have a coconut? Then what do? You're just gonna do that every day? You think that's fun going to the beach every day, having a coconut in 37-degree heat, like 95 degrees for my American people? You have to jump. And your new life always costs you the old one. Now we'll talk about that in another day, but we'll talk about it. Yeah, we'll definitely talk about it in another session of the cost of that. Because I think a lot of people have been lied to about the cost as well. Maybe we'll do that in the next live call, maybe tomorrow at this time. Tomorrow at 12 o'clock, we'll do another one. We'll talk about the cost. I think it's been lied to you. Like, it seems easy for me to do these YouTube videos. Like, what are the costs of that? How many hours do you think it took me in the very beginning when I was trying to edit a video? And in the beginning, this is how I edited everything. Everything was edited on the iPad, which took me hours to do. What was the cost of it? And I had an old MacBook that I had to use. And I needed a new MacBook to edit all the videos. And I wasn't making a single dime for 6 months on YouTube. So I think we've been lied about what the cost of things are as well. So maybe we'll have a discussion on that tomorrow. I'm gonna write it down so we can remember. And if anyone has any last things to say, I know there are some people in the waiting room. I forgot to look at it, but you guys can join one last time if you have something really quick to say. Let's see. I'm gonna write this down for tomorrow's session. Yeah, we'll have a session tomorrow. Why not? Let's do it. I don't want to do it on Saturday. I need to take the weekend to relax. But I hope you guys got something out of today. By the way, guys, can you hit that like button? Everyone who's here, can you hit that like button? We got to get those likes up a little bit, just so we can get people seeing this video. I think this is such important things for people to see, and hearing perspectives from you all, and they'll be able to read through the comments here as well. And yeah, on that note, guys, I appreciate you being here. I think that's kind of it for me. I'm going to go get some food now, have a green juice. But I hope you guys got something out of today. And no, I appreciate you. I appreciate your support. And I'm out of water too. And you guys in the Zoom rooms, I'll get you guys tomorrow. I'll get you tomorrow in the next live session, okay? All right? Let's see. So that's kind of it, guys. As I always say, thank you. Thank you for watching. Everyone who watched the replay, I appreciate you. I love you all. And I'll see you guys in the next live session. I think we'll do it tomorrow. Why not? Let's do it tomorrow. And yeah, I'll announce it on in my short stories on here. I won't upload a video for it. I'll just do it in my shorts, my YouTube shorts. So just watch that. Turn your notifications on. Thank you all for hitting the like button. I see you guys. Thank you so much. I love you guys, and I love you. And I'll speak to you guys tomorrow. And we finished at exactly, actually, I'm gonna take a picture of this. People aren't gonna believe me. We finished at exactly 11:11. What are the chances? We finished at 11:11. Whew. All right, guys. Take care, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. We'll probably do 12 o'clock. So we'll do like an hour from this time. No, we'll do 1 o'clock tomorrow. So 2 hours from this time right now, we'll do. Or yeah, 2 hours from right now, we'll do it tomorrow. All right? Whew. All right. See you guys tomorrow.